like me in person as much as I need to feel a connection with them. So I do have that vanilla date, and after it's over, I don't, set a clock. The experience is over when it's over, when it needs to be done. So I like to take my time with them and bring them through that. And then when it is finished, I like to sit down and discuss what they liked, um, what they would like to try more of, how they really feel about it. Usually I'll actually bring a little snack for them and some water, get their blood sugar going again.
I'd like to take this in a little different direction now. So we've talked about the psychological aspects. We've talked about how important it is to get to know and understand the submissive that you're dealing with. They're very bright, they're very intelligent. You obviously are very bright, very intelligent, so it's a good mix. And I think it seems like that's a very important characteristic, that there's a good match between dominant and submissive. I'm curious to know if a submissive can become a dominant and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. And what value may either one of those roles play for the other? That is, if you're a dominant and you choose to be a submissive at times, does it help you understand the experience better and vice versa?
It can. Now, I've met, first you have to realize that for everyone, this is an opportunity to pave their own way. They can do things um, really the way that they want. There is the old guard, there's the way of doing things, but also you have to be open to trying new things. So there are plenty that I've met that have never been submissives. There are submissives like myself that have become DOMs. For myself, I am only submissive to one other individual. So I don't consider myself to be a switch. Um, and most people will know what that is, but just in case, that's someone that will go back and forth and play. So in that situation, I am only submissive to one other male, and that happens to be my master, who taught me everything that I know. So when I am in that situation, I really put myself into I'll find myself looking at the submissive and seeing this look in their eyes, and I know exactly what they're feeling, and I love that because I know that sensation, that rush that they're getting, and I know where to go with that because that's exactly what I would be experiencing if I was in their position. So I don't like to knock others that do it their own way and find their path into this. But for me, that's the way it worked, and it continues to work beautifully that way.
Do you find that having that submissive quality towards one person really gives you a much better insight then into what your submissive is feeling? Does it give you the ability to see a reaction that maybe another Dom may not see?
For me, yes, because I'm very in tune, and the subs that I've worked with to this day and in the past will tell you that I it's something I've always been very proud of. I have this ability to just see and feel and almost at a very connected and emotional level also. So I am very clear about where they're going because it's almost as if I'm looking at myself there in their position, and I know at that moment, oh, this is what I would love to have happen. Now that doesn't mean that's when I'll give it to them because that's also the fun also. Um, so I'm not any easier on them because I am submissive. I'm just more understanding of what they need and when they should.
Is there a difference between a submissive and a fetishist?
Yes.
What would that be?
It would be a whole lot of issues when playing with them. No. One is usually in it for the purpose of serving, and the other really wants to have their particular kink played out. So, as long as you know what you're dealing with, you're not going to get someone who's not submissive to really submit if they're just into a certain fetish. So, you have to be prepared for that. Another type of personality is a brat. If you have not dealt with that personality before, it can be a little offsetting because you are so used to people submitting to you. And a brat will purposely do things to antagonize. So if you're not prepared for that, you could find yourself becoming quite agitated, which is never a good thing. So when you realize what you're dealing with, now I already know because I have, a checklist that we go through. We have conversations before we meet. By the time submissive gets to me, I know exactly who they are and what they're looking for because we've spent a great deal of time getting to know each other beforehand.
So now we're going to take another angle here because there are so many facets to this lifestyle and to this interaction that you have. When we look at